Welcome to the Happy Humanoid's Perspective, where your beliefs are challenged, thoughts provoked, and where you may find your happy place whether you like it or not.
And here are your hosts, Edith and Miles. Woohoo!
Welcome everyone to our show. This is episode number 37 of the Happy Humanoid's Perspective, Questionable Reality. My name is Miles, and I'm Access Consciousness Certified Facilitator. And I'm with Edith, are you there, Edith?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, I see.
I'm an Access Consciousness Facilitator as well. Welcome to our show.
I don't see an image of you, I just see your picture.
Oh yeah, I'm here. I see myself, so I guess I'm okay.
Okay, I see this round picture with just like your glowing image moving.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Huh? I'm here.
Cool.
The topic for today being out of control as a capacity.
Mm-hmm.
Out of control, what does that mean? Being out of control.
Out of control. Well, for me, out of control it seems like there's this idea that it's like being out of control is like crazy and being like, off the leash and really kind of like being erratic and crazy kind of behavior. But it's not that at all. It can be that. It's not necessarily not that, but it's more about not being controlled by others and not being in the reality of being influenced by other people and other people's points of view. So it's more about going beyond the normal reference points of this reality about being in control. Yeah, so everywhere that we have misidentified, misapplied the idea that we are being out of control means being a misfit or something that is not really, I'm not going to say accepted, but it's not, it's just, everywhere that we've just misidentified what being out of control is, we destroy and uncreate all that times Godzillion.
Right and wrong, good and bad, puck and pot, all nine shorts, bows and beyonds.
I have to say I'm really distracted because this picture is just your picture, the round picture, and it's like when you talk, it just like there's circles that vibrate around.
Wow, am I out of control right now?
This is weird because it's the first time that I don't see you, and it's just like it's throwing me off a bit.
Oh yeah, okay. I will try just to breathe. I won't move, okay? Will it help?
No, that's fine. It's just like I'm so accustomed to seeing you. It's just weird.
Yeah, being out of control is not to be drunk. It's not to be uncontrolled. It's not about being disorderly. It's more about, as you said, being not in the control of people's thoughts, judgment, conclusion about us. And it's not being with ourselves as well. It's being out of the control of our own judgment, our own control, our own conclusion about ourselves. It's about being in a space where we are totally present with no point of view. So all the definition you have about what is it being out of control, and all the trauma and drama that you created from what it is being out of control, will you now uncreate and destroy it all times a Godzillion.
Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pocket, online shorts, boys and beyonds. And all of the points of view that we're picking up from other people about what being out of control means and what how that has influenced their life and everything that we've taken from them, we destroyed and uncreate all that times Godzillion.
Right and wrong, good and bad, puck and pot, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. One of the reasons how being out of control can be a capacity in our life. Mm-hmm. If you are willing to have the largeness of your life, you will have to choose to have an uncontrolled life, which means you will have to choose to not being controlled by your thoughts, your feeling, your emotion. You will have to choose for you, as I said, being totally present. And and it's for me, it's a discipline. It's something that is I practice every day. I when I am in the space of an emotion or a conclusion or a judgment of myself, I have a choice to make. Okay, do I choose to continue to feed that thought about me, that judgment, that conclusion, or do I choose to uncreate and destroy it all? And my I could say my point of reference is the infinite being that I truly be. Would an infinite being think that, or would be in that kind of space? Because an infinite being would choose something that would create more for him or her, and that will be expansive and will be light. So when we are in judgment of ourselves, when we are concluding about ourselves, usually it will bring some kind of contraction, and it will or either a contraction or an heaviness. And an heaviness, it's always a lie about ourselves. So everywhere you define yourself through your judgment, your conclusion, will you now uncreate and destroy it all times a godzillion?
Yes, right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pocket, long and shorts, boys and beyonds. I feel better now. I can see you. There's
Oh
no
yeah.
flashing picture of you. Yeah,
Okay.
it's just weird. Yeah. So yeah, some of the things that how that might show up, what you had said, Edith. Yeah. Also, like allowing yourself to be out of control is like it's like no one controls you. So it's like you could look in the space of being an allowance of somebody else. Like that's one way to not be in control, is like if someone is being a certain way, being an allowance of them. That's a way of being out of control. That's how it shows up. Another is like if you're out of control and you don't have points of view about what you do with your life, or you're not aligning and agreeing with someone else's points of view, that we talked about this, you talked about this already, then it's you have more of the freedom to do what you desire. And also something that may show up is the people in your life may start going away. Like some of the people in your life that you maybe had relationships with or friendships with, or so-called friendships, when you become more at ease with being out of control and out of definition of who you are, then those people may not want to be around you anymore, or you may be accused of being like not attentive or not listening to their story. It's basically, it could be that you're no longer fitting into their conclusion of how you need to be and to act. So if you're choosing for you, how much different would that be in the world? So everywhere that you have been choosing to live your life in control, to align and agree with this reality, and to fit into this I would say easy way of being. It's not really easy, but it's an easy way of fitting in. Will you destroy and uncreate all that times a godzillion, please?
Right and wrong, good and bad, puck and pot, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And being out of control as a capacity is you can receive so much more from the universe, so much more from people, because what prevents us from receiving from the universe is the limitation we believe in, the points of view, the conclusion, the judgment that we bought about ourselves. Just think about a judgment that you have of you. Does that create more space or less space? So when it will probably create less space. So from that space, this is what you can receive from when you're holding on to the judgment of you. And when you don't have any judgment, well, there's all the space, so you can receive so much more. So what would it take for you to allow you to choose? And here it's about a choice, because if we wait, a lot of people are waiting or expecting for something inside of them to allow them to clear it, hey, you can wait a long time. What if you can choose this? You can choose to clear whatever is there. And the best way to do it is with the clearing statement of access consciousness, the POC and POD. So what would it take for you to choose to stop identifying to what limits you and everything that doesn't allow that? Well, and create and destroy it all times a godzillion.
Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nice shorts, boys and beyonds. Yeah, that reminds me of the in Asia they catch monkeys and they use the monkeys to do work for them. And I don't know if I've told you the story before or not, but the way that they catch the monkeys is not anything complicated at all. They dig a little hole in the ground that just fits the monkey's hand if the hand is straight like that. And they do it around where the monkeys are. So the monkeys are hanging out in the trees watching the person that's getting ready to capture them. They'll dig a little hole, maybe about a foot or so into the ground. That's only the diameter of the monkey's hand. And they'll drop 3 or 4 peanuts inside the hole. And at the bottom of the hole, they'll dig it a little bit deeper. So it's like almost like an hourglass. It comes down and then it gets bigger or like a bong. If back in the days when people used to smoke bongs, you can see it gets bigger at the bottom. So they would dig a hole like that and put sort of a bulbous hole at the very bottom of it. And they would drop a few peanuts with the shells inside the hole, and then they would just step away. And the monkeys would come down off the tree, and then they would put their hand down in the hole and hold on to the peanuts. And they couldn't get their hand out of the hole if they were holding on to the peanuts. And that's all that the hunters had to do, was just to put peanuts in the hole, and the monkeys would not let go of that. They would hold on to the peanuts, and then the new owners of the monkeys would come and just put a leash on them, and they had them. It was as simple as that. It was no fuss or anything. And that's what we do with our limitations and our conclusions and our control. It's like we have these, it's like it's so ridiculous that from the outside, it looks like it's like, why would anyone do that? But that's what we do. We hold on to this idea that our mind is the thing that can propel us forward, but really it's the thing that stops us. So everywhere that we're using our mind in conjunction with control as a way to diminish and limit the life that we're choosing, will you please destroy and uncreate all of that times a godzillion?
Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Being out of control as a capacity is that you are no longer at the effect. You are no longer the effect of, but you become the source of your life, of everything you create into your life. Just imagine you being the source of everything in your life, and being really, you choose everything you desire, and what great freedom it creates in our life, not being limited by any thoughts, even if thoughts of people or thoughts of ourselves, judgment of ourselves or judgment of people. We choose whatever we desire. What a great freedom. So what would it take for you to allow yourself to choose that kind of freedom into your life? Even if you're not there right now, even if you're not, what if it begins with a choice, and then another choice, and then another choice? But it has to begin somewhere, wherever you are, whatever you do, how old you are, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's about choosing now for you. And everything that doesn't allow that, will you uncreate and destroy it all times a godzillion.
Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nice shorts, boys and beyonds. Yeah, I have I think it's interesting, sort of idea about business and being in control. It's like so much of the business world is about staying on top of your business and being in control of it, and like watching all the sort of the peripheral parts to make sure that nothing goes haywire or whatever. And I'm involved in a type of business right now that is, I'm putting a lot of effort into it in the beginning part, and I'm trying to figure it all out, and I'm trying to do all the legwork I need to do and get everything in place to move forward with it. And there's a point at which that is a limitation. It's like when I begin to, the initial part of it, there's like this solidity to it. Like I can like make a checklist of what I need to do. I need to get these things aligned up and like contact these people or whatever in order to get this thing started. And then at some point that shifts and the energy becomes expansive. So it's like it becomes more space than solidity. And what I tend to do is wanting to sort of grasp onto it and try to figure stuff out and like wonder what's going on, why, what, what's next or whatever. I don't actually ask the questions of what's next. So that's where I get stuck. It's like when I have this idea that I want to keep this energy the same and moving forward from this place of solidity, it only allows my business or this part of the business to grow at 10%. And that's really just confining it because I have already determined what this business looks like, how it's going to go, what's the projection of it in 1 year or whatever, as opposed to going in at that point where it begins to morph into something else and expand out into space, allowing that to expand beyond my capacity or my ability to control it, because it's only going to expand as much as I can allow myself to control it, unless I let go of it and then begin to ask questions from the space of being out of control. Because once I get into the space of being out of control, then I don't have control over it, and I don't need to try to make sure every little thing is taken care of. I just need to move forward and ask questions, go, what's required of me today with this business, or I have an awareness of what's required, and going from there asking questions about the awareness. So everywhere that we think that by being more in control, more focused, more using our head in business or in our life is the way to increase and exponentialize our life. Will you destroy and uncreate all of that lie, please?
Right and wrong, good and bad, puck and pot, all nine shorts, belows and beyonds. Yeah, being out of control, the capacity is about, instead of trying to come up with answer based on your limited point of view, you empower the universe to give you the answer.
Yeah.
You ask question to the universe and you give, you allow the universe to give you an answer, to give you, and it will come from probably an awareness. You will receive an energy, you will receive an idea, you will receive, and if you're not sure about what you receive, ask question about that. Okay, if I choose this, if I choose to do this, what will my life be in 5 years? If I don't choose to do this, what will my life be in 5 years? So it's all about asking question about the thing. Okay, if I choose this now, or maybe what will my life be in 1 week instead of 5 years, 1 year? You can maybe play with that as well. So yeah. So one of the questions we have in Access that is very popular about being out of control is, what energy, space, and consciousness can you be? To be out of control, out of definition, out of limitation, out of form, significance, structure, out of linearity, and out of concentricity for all eternity. And everything that doesn't allow that will, uncreate and destroy it all times a godzillion.
Right, wrong, and bad, pot and pocket, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. If you think about it, I want you to, if you talk about chaos and choosing or being in control, that might be, if you want to talk about that, that'd be great.
Yeah. When we are out of control, we create from chaos, which means it's not about having a disordered life. It doesn't mean that your life has to be in disorder. It's not the same. The creation, it's about, your life. Yeah, it's great to have your life in order. It's not about that. The creation is about, creation from chaos is that there is nothing, and from nothing you create something. So energetically, if you look, the thing is not there, you generate something, and then when you create it, is that you change the molecule in order for you to create something. So there's some kind of chaos that is created there. So, but it doesn't have to be like the turmoil and all that. When you create something, what if it could be different? What if it could be done in the lightness and the expansion? And it could be done differently as well. But yeah, what if creating from chaos when we are out of control, it's about having no definition about nothing. It's about asking questions, and from what we receive, the awareness that we receive from the question we go, what if it's about, creating from this? It's about, and what if it's about creating from a space of total presence and total tranquility, total peace? It can be that too. What if, that's, that's a choice, and that's a muscle to practice too. So everywhere you made the change in your life, you created your life from the trauma and the drama, and that was the only way for you to change things. So you had to create trauma and drama in order to create change. Well, you now want to create and destroy it all times a godzillion.
Yes. Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nice shorts, boys and meows. That's interesting that you brought up trauma and drama, because recently I was part of a little scenario that I had received some information from someone that I had been linked with in the past, and it created an awareness for me that I began to turn into trauma and drama, because I was trying to control this. I was having this awareness about something that I needed to do, and then I began to turn it into trauma and drama and try to control it. Instead of asking questions about what was required, I went through several hours in the morning of this trauma and drama, trying to figure this thing out and trying to, what is it that I need to do? And just going kind of in circles, and made myself crazy. And Edith, you were, you recognize, oh, you're in trauma and drama. So yeah, I was. And then until I got the awareness of, okay, this, Edith, you had told me, it's like having the awareness is not the same thing as, what did you say? Like having the awareness, I forgot what you said. But anyway, it was like I was turning this awareness into almost
Emotion.
like emotion. Yeah, it was an emotion, I think it was. So it was interesting to see that I had this awareness, which was great. It was something that popped up in my universe that said, hey, you need to look at this. And instead of just saying, okay, what is it about this that I need to do? What's required of me here? I went into the emotional part of it, the trauma and drama aspect of it. And I got caught up in this spiraling down for a couple hours or more, until I finally realized, okay, I just need to ask questions. Okay, what is it about this that's required of me? And then once I did that, it was just like so light and so easy. And I just moved on with my day. And it was just like, at that point, I had a lot more awareness about what to do. So it's just about not confusing the awareness. Like once we have the awareness, I think we all have these awarenesses. It's just we try to like, maybe for me, it's like in the past, I've tried to put emotion with that because I've somehow linked those two together. So everywhere that we have awareness and we're choosing to degrade and debunk that awareness with emotion and thoughts and feelings, will you please destroy and uncreate all those times a godzillion?
Right and wrong, good and bad, puck and pot, all nine shorts, bows and beyonds. And I realize it takes courage to choose to live our life out of control, from the space of being out of control. This afternoon, I attended a Zoom hangout. It was about Universe Show Me. And while I was listening to whatever was said during the Zoom, I realized that I have an expectation in my life. I'm creating training, I'm creating And I have this expectation that my life will be this way and I will feel this way and I realized that I'm creating what I desire, but I don't have that energy that I'm looking for. So for me today was like, okay, is it an expectation that I have here? And it was like, yes, fuck. So I chose to remove it. I chose to destroy and uncreate it because I'm aware that if I keep myself in an expectation, I can just receive that, or even not that, because an expectation is often is not fulfilled. But we can receive so much more when we choose to let go of the expectations.
Mm.
So I chose to let it go, and then what it appeared was like the reaction that came, the energy that was there. Well, why would I do this now if I don't have that as a target? I said, well, what if it's just about choosing? What if it's about... And then I went to another hangout with Dane, where he talked about this dissatisfaction. And this dissatisfaction occurs when we're not being us, when we're not being ourselves, who we truly be. And I realized, yeah, it's true. Being me, being out of control means, what it means is to be me, simply, with no artifice, how do we say that? Sparkles. It's just about being me and live, yeah, the creation, yeah, of course, what I create, and live the creation that I put in place. But it is so much from a different space.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the same place. So yeah, being out of control is totally a choice. It's about coming out of our illusion, destroying and uncreating all of that, because we keep ourselves limited when we keep ourselves in this kind of energies. And for me, I removed this expectation, and funny enough, it's lighter. It's, my life is lighter. There's some kind of lightness there.
You let go of the peanuts?
Yeah, what?
Did you let go of the peanuts?
Yes, I let go of the peanuts, and it seems like, okay, it's just about choosing. I will have to give $1 today to Gary about that, for that.
Mm.
It's about choosing and asking questions and empower the universe to give us the answer, to give us and for us to become aware of that. And at the same time, there's a peace in this. There's a peace with myself. There's some kind of tranquil, yeah, a peace with myself, some kind of presence too. The presence of who I am is right there too. So yeah, what would it take for you to choose to be out of the control, even if you don't know what it is, or even if you know that it won't be as electrifying, as intense, or as yes, sparkling as you were expecting, and everything that doesn't allow that, and everything that is, will, create and destroy it all times a godzillion.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pocket, online shorts, boys and beyonds. Yeah, we had just a minute or two here. Yeah, there's something about being a leader that Gary has talked about, and being like controlling and being a leader, and then like also having the awareness. And if someone's a leader, like for instance, if you want to be a leader, which I think everyone is a leader in some respect, coming from a place of control, it's like trying to get everyone to align and agree with our points of view, and it doesn't allow for another possibility. And I was thinking of this movie, The Matrix, which is like 15 years old now. There's the key maker in this movie. But I was just thinking about, as a business, if the leader of any organization or whatever just approached moving forward as just trying to key in a lock and seeing if it works, if it doesn't, moving on, and not having a fixed point of view about trying to make something work and trying to get everyone in line and agree with this is the right key for the door, it just creates much more of a possibility and much more expansion, and also empowers people around us to contribute and be a contribution to our life. So yeah, I don't know, I think about politics and stuff, so that's really kind of weird to get into that. But yeah, just like what is it that how can you be the leader in your living and create from the space of awareness and allow people to be who they be and to contribute to you in your life, in your living, and how would that create the expansion in the world and the reality that you truly desire? So everything that we're doing to resist the contribution by being in control of everything and everyone around us, will you please destroy and uncreate all that times a godzillion?
Right and wrong, good and bad, puck and pot, all nine shorts, belows and beyonds. Yeah, what would it take for you to choose to stop limiting you? Because when we limit us, when we're not who we truly be, we create a space where we compress. Yeah, that's what Dane talked about today, where our nerves, the space where our nerves, it is compressed around us. And is it time? Is it time now for you to remove this compression? And nobody else other than you can do this. It's about you and you. It's between you and you. So all this compression that you hold on to dearly, will you know and create and destroy it all times a godzillion.
Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nice shorts, poison beyonds. What could you create if you were in allowance of being out of control, out of limitation, form, structure, and significance for all eternity? Everything that doesn't allow you for that awareness, we destroy and uncreate all that times godzillion.
Right and wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, bows and beyonds. That's it for now.
Yep. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
We have a new format next week, right?
Oh yeah, this is our last week with a webinar jam, so we will send you the information this week for you, and you will receive a new link for the next webinar.
Yep.
So
see you until next week. Take care. Thanks for listening, and please give us a honk of support by subscribing, commenting, and sharing the show with your friends. Or if you didn't like the show, please share it with your enemies. Thanks, guys. We'll see you again next time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. I didn't push the right button. Bye.